Hey, it's Jesse. I'm going to go over my first experience with this attribute list component. All right, so I duplicated the page. Let's see, docs and code, see how it behaves. Yeah, so I've briefly looked at the docs and some of the examples, and I have the storybook. Okay, so how to use options. It has emulate these behaviors by using the following options. Set the number of attributes using the attributes prop. Okay. So I can see I can go up to 6. If I need more than 6, insert multiple instances of the component. Right, I'm not supposed to actually change this. Okay, I'll do it over here. 6, cool. So you're saying if I need more, I just do that, you know, auto layout, 0 gap, I can do more. I guess one thing I'm thinking is like, okay, if I do 5, I guess that wouldn't be a problem because then I could just manually like make this one the one that is less. Okay. Not a big deal. That makes sense. Collapse the column and so using the is collapsed prop. Let me just delete this and just get rid of this. Okay. Is collapsed. Okay. That makes sense. And that's nice that I'd be able to do that without having to like, yeah, I could just copy and paste this, I don't know, in a smaller screen and keep all the content. So I like that. That's cool. All right. Attribute list attribute has an attribute inside. See the label and value prop positions in the stack prop. I'm going to click in. I'm in an attribute stack. Sorry. The label and value. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Value slot allows custom content without detaching. I'm not someone that is like, I usually detach a lot of things. So this is kind of new for me. Label value. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so I guess that would just be up to me to figure out how to actually use a slot. Like if I wanted to add a badge in here. Oh, yeah, this is just live me figuring out how to use slots in Figma, I guess. So it's pink, that's new. Oh, here we go. Value slot, 1 layer. I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to do. Let's say like a badge. Interesting. I think I'm interesting. Okay, I hadn't tried that before in Figma. So it's still an attribute. It's still part of the bigger one. Okay, so if I wanted to say, now I wanted to like do this and then make them align. That is cool. It's nice that this is editable, like it's a, you know, a blue frame essentially. Okay, I don't know. What if I wanted to add, what if I wanted to make this, okay, so I am not allowed to make this go like above and below, which maybe that's correct because maybe you shouldn't do that in this type of component. But if I wanted the test and the badge, just like if it was like a lot of content, if I wanted to define, oh, when this happens, I want it to go stack on top of each other. So normally I would, you know, click here. It looks like I can't do that unless I guess I made another frame. I guess I could do that. Yeah. Okay, that's not a big deal. And then I would do the fill. Okay. Cool. So that just took me a little second to figure out. Yeah. Like that's my sort of custom frame. And then I guess what I'm wondering is this is how it should behave if there's a lot of content. Like if I try this, okay, that seems like proper, and that makes sense to me. Okay, sorry, what else was I supposed to do? Yeah, maybe that was not what you were looking for, but hopefully maybe that's helpful. So behaviors, it has complete responsive behaviors. Emulate these behaviors in Figma by using the following combinations. Oh, does that mean like if let's say this, if I were to just, no. Although interesting. One thing I'm noticing is like this. Is this just because I did it custom? Oh no. Normally I would do something like that. Yeah. Make this so that this hugs and is not a fixed. I don't know if that's the intention or not, but that's what I would, likely do. What are you trying to get me to do here? So emulate by using the following. Layout is horizontal, but in width and less than 400 pixels. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking me to do. Like, basically, I guess I would just like manually do this if it's less than 400 pixels, like this element. Okay. And then if I go back, I guess how would I edit the component to get to something like this? I think I had that earlier. If I do collapsed, but then I want to like make them, then I would select them. I would select them all and say horizontal. And then I could, again, this is probably just my frame's fault here for not. That's weird. Okay, yeah, what's this? That's this problem. Okay, there we go. Okay, so maybe that would be a nice default to change, is just have this on hug, because I realize I have to do that for every one in there. Okay, I can get to something like that. And then, yeah, I wanted to test, okay, what if a really long label, it's really long and long. I think that works how I would expect. Hopefully this isn't what you have in your, what I would have in my design, because that looks kind of funky. Yeah, anyways, I'm getting distracted. Width at greater than, oh, I see. This is just showing how it like should evolve as in certain breakpoints. Okay. And you can sort of use the props to get that. So that's good to know. I see. So this is saying even if the layout is like should be vertical, even if that's set at widths under 400 pixels, it should still be sort of stacked on top, vertical, I guess. But otherwise, if you have greater than 400, less than 864, it would be like this. Okay. And then greater, it would be sort of a 2-column. One question I have is like, what if we have a ton of, width to work with? If someone has, what is that called? Like fluid layout, or it fills the whole thing. I don't know if that's something we want to care about, but like, what if you wanted, would it make sense to have 3? I don't know. So yeah, that's just something I'm thinking about. But yeah, if I if I go through this, if it's vertical, that's kind of how it works. Okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah. So I guess the one thing I'm wondering is this label width. This is like set at 160. No matter, well, yeah, okay. I can't change it unless I want to attach it. So I guess I would like check the docs, I suppose, to like see if that's what the rule is, and then that's fine if that's the rule. So I don't know, width of the sort of key column, if that makes sense. Looks like there's nothing specific about that, but then I guess it would just, I would check the code. Let's do horizontal. Yeah, let's just check one of these. Yeah, no, don't do that. Inspect. So like what I'm trying to do is just figure out how is this using like CSS grid, I guess. Okay, it is. So if I made this longer, what's like gonna happen? Oh, okay. So yeah, that's one difference, right, that I'm seeing is like, and I think that's probably what you're working through in this Figma work here is like, in Figma, it's locked at sort of 160, but it actually is sort of responsive based on the content that's in there. And so I'd go back, given that's how it works in code. Let me go back. Like, what if I wanted it to be like this case, right? Like where it's long. Yeah, I see it's 160. So like the width, and then this is just fill the rest. Yeah, maybe I'm not like an expert on auto layout, because I'm like, why wouldn't this get some more space, right? Is there like a max? I don't think so. Anyways, I'm probably getting a bit in the weeds here. But yeah, I think overall this this component is great. I think I learned a little bit about slots today, which is cool. Yeah. Sorry, just seeing if there's anything else that you'd like from me. I mean, I was gonna like, I brought in a screen from Switchboard, and we kind of have this kind of pattern, and I don't love how it is currently. So I was thinking of trying something like this. I'll do that. This is already pretty long, so I'll do that later maybe. But yeah, this is a cool component. I'm excited for it. I think it mostly works really well in Figma. Just maybe it's just sort of a Figma thing of like, why can't I make this bigger essentially if I need to? But you know, maybe that's not super common, and if it's mostly just like a short label, then it should be fine. Yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Thanks.